Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the new series, meaning that the current series on the channel will be Legacy of the Duelist, Link Evolution, Champions vs. Arc 5, Rebirth 3, and Pokemon Soul Silver. And in Champions vs. Arc 5, we are going to be undergoing the following stipulation. Effectively, I will take every champion deck list from Yu-Gi-Oh's history, with the exception of the side deck, so the side deck will not factor at all, because these will be best of ones, and I will see how far I could make it in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5 campaign. First, it will be World Championship 2003, Hand Destruction. Hand Destruction is very strong. Okay, what is with my microphone today? It's just not working. Anyways, so let's ignore that and go against strong Nishijima. Nishijima himself won't be too difficult to deal with. I just need to play well. That's all. Oh wow, very colorful. So, Hand Control, being the first champion deck, has a huge issue with bricking. And if I brick, then tough shit. I really hope I don't, though. Okay, so first one will be Duo. Pay 1k to break his hand. And then I'm going to activate MST to pop his set, because you never know what this could be. Stormforth. Good to know. Lastly, I'm going to activate Mirage and set 2 cards. Luckily for me, strong Nishijima's deck doesn't go off right away. It takes a bit of time to keep going, but for now, we'll be fine. On his draw phase, we're going to activate the trap card of Drop Off, which will make him discard his card, and we'll get to draw 3 cards. While it's unfortunate that I'm going to take damage here to the tune of 1800, it's not something that cannot be dealt with, so I'm okay with it. Whatever. So now during the end phase, our opponent ends his turn, we go, and then we'll activate MST to get rid of our Mirage, allowing us to keep our new hand. While it is sad that we took some damage early on, we did draw a Graceful Charity, allowing us to pick up 3 cards and discard 2. And as you can see, this is the advantage of the Hand Destruction deck, because this Hand Destruction deck has allowed us to completely empty the opponent's hand on more or less my first turn, start of his turn, and we now control the game indefinitely. We're going to summon Jinzo to the field to break his board and not allow him to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In the slightest. And then after this summon, we're going to be summoning Donzalug to break his deck, because the advantage of the deck we're playing against strong Nishijima's deck is that strong Nishijima's deck doesn't really follow standard Yu-Gi-Oh! Fare, and by that I mean it doesn't play with its graveyard. So emptying out its deck is a really powerful ability. What do you got for me, strong Nishijima? Yep, we got rid of his king and his trap. So at this moment, we have complete control of the game, and there is nothing that strong Nishijima can do. Even if he does top deck into Graceful Charity, he still loses his cards and pops his set card, but a set card won't do anything because the almighty Jinzo Ningen Psycho Shoker exists on the field. We'll summon Sangan in case he does manage to break the board, but at this moment, I am no longer afraid of strong Nishijima and will proceed to end his career. Direct attack. Donzalug will do the same thing and attack directly, sending the top 2 cards of his deck to the graveyard. And then we'll have Jinzo attack directly. And now here's the real kicker. If he doesn't draw a monster, he loses, and if he draws a trap, he loses. Okay, Digrapher is fine, because unless he can only really kill Zalug, but his life is already too low for that to matter. Even if he does have a spell that gains attack points, we have a counter in Raigeki, ending the duel right here. Okay, Jinzo, attack him directly and end this duel. Alright. And next we do the fight against Shingo Sawatari. Sawatari is the first opponent that's really dangerous, but however, he's playing a Pendulum deck. And if you break the Pendulum deck's board, they can't do anything because their hand will have been dealt with due to the overwhelming nature of the World Championship 2003 deck. This is a really strong opening. Oh, I'm going first. Neat. I'll set a monster in defense mode. No. I'll set this monster in defense mode and set one card face down. This is a very strong opening because it allows me to cycle through for my deck for literally any monster, and any pendulum scale he may have will get dealt with MST. Or it's possible he just ends his entire strategy like that. Sure. You're supposed to be using your scale, this one and this one to pendulum scale, but I guess not. Fire darts. So you're just gonna burn me for life points then. 1600. Oh, I see. 900, okay. That's honestly not a very good card, thinking about it. I'll set a card. Flip up Magician of Faith, Witch of the Black Forest, and summon Killer Tomato. Killer Tomato will allow me to start putting bodies on the field, and Witch will enable me to start putting pressure on him without him having a real response, because if he destroys the Witch during my turn, I can get a search, and that will put even more pressure on him. Now during his draw phase, we're going to break his usage by activating Drop Off, meaning we're controlling his hand even further. Wow, he had the full pendulum combo right there. But it won't truly matter because Mirage of Nightmare will kick in, and we'll set Magician of Faith in defense mode, enter our battle phase, and have Witch attack directly. He can't stop this, and we'll have Tomato attack directly. Then during the standby phase of Sawatari's turn, we'll draw 3 cards, we'll MST it, get rid of this, and potentially we could muff into more resources, because as you can see here, there is absolutely nothing that the opponent can do. Straight up, the opponent is doomed. And I still have 2 more MSTs in the deck, meaning I can flip summon the Moth. Have Moth give me back Mirage. Ah, Breakthrough skill. That's nice. Okay, not what I wanted to see, but sometimes it happens. But in the event of another trap card, we're gonna sacrifice Moth for Jinzo and put an end to this farce of a game right here. Jinzo is going to be the real ace in the hole for a lot of the early Arc 5 arcs. Once the U-Boys start showing up, and all the opponents that have decks that are capable of going toe-to-toe with the U-Boys start showing up, this deck will probably fail. But for now, I think that the World Championship players were smart enough to build decks that could overwhelm the opponent regardless of how much farther they were in card pool. If nothing else, this does show how effective the World Champion players were, considering that I'm going up against cards from the Arc 5 era, and I know the opponents aren't playing like players from the Arc 5 era, but they have the cards from it. So in theory, I should be at a massive disadvantage for most of the playthrough. But if I've learned anything, is that the Arc 5 era really doesn't work without hyper-centralized deck lists. Because these non-centralized deck lists, like you see here, are able to just go to town on them. And one thing that I also want to point out is just how effective these old school cards are against anime decks. It's unreal. So I'll set Witch and set 3 cards. And see what my opponent can do. Because something tells me my opponent will not be able to do much against me. Okay, draw for turn. I'm pretty sure I'm holding the button for Mirror Force. I don't know why you didn't allow that. Oh well, we'll add Kaiku. And from here, Kaiku will be used to break your board. Okay. 200 damage, so spooky. During your end phase, we'll have MST to pop your set card. I don't know what the set card is, but we're gonna get rid of it. It was Windstorm of Etaqua. We'll have Kaiku be summoned here. We'll enter the battle phase and have Kaiku attack Bowhopper. And then Bowhopper, because of the battle, Kaiku will banish your Swordfish. And during your next turn, during Yuuya's next turn, he's probably going to summon something to attack me. And if not, he's going to wall up. And if he attempts to wall up for something ridiculous, we're going to punish him like that. 1-for-1 here. This is the perfect chance to Imperial Order. Since all of his Pendulum cards count as spells, he has no more effects in his deck outside of basic monster effects, which means he's screwed over. Because while it's true that Imperial Order will damage me, Don Zalug will be summoned. And we'll start emptying his hand right now. By emptying Sakaki Yuuya's hand, he cannot afford to be defensive anymore. He must be aggressive, but being aggressive will have him play right into my combo, and that's what he doesn't want. This is why these champion decks are ridiculous for the anime. It's sometimes like this, okay? Like I said, once the other U-boys show up, Yugioh especially will kick my ass. But for now, we should be able to just damage anything they throw at us. I'll throw the Gemini Elf in attack mode, just to have a body on the field. Because while I am losing 700 every turn, my opponent is losing more than just life points. They're losing both life points, graveyard, and hand resources. All I need to do now is draw Yatagarasu and I win. That's the funniest part. Okay, we'll get rid of those two. Doesn't really matter what we get rid of per se. And then Don Zalug will attack directly, discarding the last card in Yuuya's hand. Meaning that Yuuya is now forced into top decking. This is why 2003 was won by hand destruction. Hand destruction, especially against non-graveyard focused decks, absolutely hurts anything they can plan on doing like this. Bowhopper doesn't really matter. Even if he targets a monster like itself, wait, really? You'll just add it to your hand? That's so weird. I don't know your plan, Yuuya. I guess Yuuya's plan is to just lose because he has no more place. Battle will have Don Zalug attack directly and end the duel. And even if he does have a way to gain life points, it doesn't matter. So now we've done that, we're gonna duel with the stars. I believe this guy's name is Dick Pitt. I might be wrong about it, but I do know there is... No, Dick Pitt was a 5D's character. Who was this guy? I'm trying to remember who this guy was. I believe he was the Star Seraph player, but I don't remember his actual name. If you're curious, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, there's a character called Dick Pitt, and he plays Fitzgerald Turbo. And it is the most tragic name for a Yu-Gi-Oh! Character I've ever seen. Okay, graceful pitching Critter and Zalug, I guess. I'll set a card, activate Mirage, and put a monster in defense mode, you. And with this, we'll begin our draw engine of doom. We'll keep drawing cards over the opponent's turn, forcing him to eventually start trying to keep up with me. Tenki for the search. They're all Beast Warriors, I completely forgot about that. Oh no, that's just a warrior. I thought this was Beast Warrior only. Add one Beast Warrior from deck to hand. Okay. Oh, is Chaos a Beast Warrior? Oh, they're not all the same. Okay. Okay. So that's Pleiades. Pleiades can target cards on the field and return them to hand. That's really strong. I don't know how we're gonna defeat that with a deck from the golden years of Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll manage somehow. Search Kaiku. I actually don't know how I'm gonna win this. Because 3,500 is massive in this format. Okay. Not bad. Okay, I will set a card. Show card list. Put a monster in defense mode. And then I'm gonna try to bluff him with Premature, targeting Witch. See if he'll go for this one instead. Because the AI doesn't like sending Witcher Stank in a grave. And we'll flip up Harpy's Feather Duster to pop his back row, thus lowering the absolutely horrific attack of this thing. And we'll end our turn. Next thing we'll do... Yeah, I knew it. He would do that. The next thing we're going to do on his draw phase is activate Drop Off to get rid of the card in his hand. See if we can do anything about that. Okay. Mirage to draw 2. Excellent. So even if he does have the out, we'll be fine. And he doesn't go for the out. He instead wants to reset the game state, which is good for me. I love drawing cards. Mwahahaha. Why does this thing stay? Oh, because that was Xy's material. Got it. Nice. So it resets the game state, which is phenomenal for me. Not really for the opponent, but let's start seeing what we can do here. Forceful Sentry. Ooh. Ooh. That's a good one. So what we're gonna do is shuffle Algiedi into the deck, and then Confiscation the other level 4. Wait, that's a 4, right? We can't, because he's gonna get 2 Constellars. That's Constellar, that's Constellar. These are all Constellar, so it wouldn't work. I mean, I could force him to activate it. It'd be interesting, but no, it wouldn't work. So I guess I can only really... I think that my only real action here is to send Sombre. No, Star Cradle. Star Cradle's really it. I'll set Ring and summon Killer Tomato, forcing him to attack me. So we'll have Tomato attack. Then we'll end our turn. On our opponent's turn, he's gonna draw a card. Oh no. Oh no. That's not what I wanted. We're okay. Tomato will kick in. Special summoning Leung. And this is where we get our run back here. Because Gemini Elf will break this thing in half. And then Leung will start emptying his hand. MST is not what I wanted to see, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so we're running back our victory here. We'll have Gemini Elf attack Constellar Kaus, and then Leung to empty the opponent's hand. This is phenomenal already because the opponent really can't stop this in any way. Leung will send any of these, doesn't really matter which one. It sends the level 4, which means he should be stuck with the level 5 in his hand now. He is. And in case he has any funky back row shenanigans, we'll set Mystical Space Typhoon and end our turn. Please don't have anything. Please don't have anything. Okay, he drew the 4. Which adds back that thing. Sombre will tribute itself for the 5. That's not nice. Draw. I'll switch you to defense mode and end my turn. Are we about to lose World Championship 2003 deck list? Maybe. Am I mad? Not really. Kinda deserve it. Wow, it's a lot of cards. I don't know what his last card in hand is, mind you, so it could be anything. We brick on MSTs, the sad fate of this format. Sometimes that just happens, and we'll end our turn here because we lost. Oh well. It was fun while it lasted. We had hand control, completely sweeping the format here. That was uncalled for, sir. I guess you want to search more cards, that's fine. My friend, this is completely uncalled for. You don't need to do this at all. I don't know why you want to. But if you want to, go right ahead. Pleiades to bounce my set, whatever, and that's game over. Delete recipe. There we go. So up next is Chaos Control, the 2004 meta contender. Let's see how this goes.